One more thing. Morez Johnson was the big winner of the NBA Combine Day 1, and he could go top 10, even to the Mavs. Welcome. You're still locked on to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt. It's the One More Thing, and we're talking about the NBA Combine Day 1. We went there yesterday, if you're listening to this on a Tuesday, and we saw a bunch of guys. We saw a bunch of guys test different drills, vertical leap, the shooting drills, a bunch of different things like that. We haven't seen any of the guards that we think are going that top 10. They'll go today if you're listening to this. But we saw a lot of people. We also saw measurements of a lot of different people as well. Isaac Harris, the One More Thing king. The winner of Day 1 for the NBA Combine was?
I think it's Morez Johnson Jr. I mean, you look at a guy who just came off a national championship win at Michigan, and his measurements come out first at 6'9" without shoes, so he's around 6'10", 6'10 and a half, long wingspan. And then he gets out in these drills today, and I already had him as a lottery pick. And
you've been high on him. The No Ceilings guys have been high on him. Tyler Metcalf of No Ceilings has been really high on him for a long time throughout this process. Yeah,
and so we're sitting front row of the NBA Combine today, Day 1. He comes out in this first group as a group of bigs, and he does his max vert at 39 inches, and that's one of the highest.
Which is high.
Yeah, one of the highest verticals of the day, and that's as a big man. He goes over and does some of the lane agility drills. He does the pro lane agility drill, and I mean he had the top spot on that leaderboard, even through this next group that came out, which had featuring some of the guards. He had a higher, side to side, it's more of I'm not even going to try to describe
it's agility. So it's back and forth. It's east west. It's seeing how quick your feet are and things like that. And you could be that big and be clumsy and not be that quick of foot, and he was. Not.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Henri Vesar do it, the same thing, and he looked a lot different than Morez Johnson doing it. I mean, but then
center from Duke,
but North Carolina.
I'm sorry.
Freaking sorry. Duke.
Some North Carolina school, they're the same.
But then Johnson. Then they do shooting drills, and right in front of us, he does this 3-point star shooting drill, and he's going. It kind of spells shapes out a star there. In this drill, and he goes, bam, 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 5 straight 3-pointers, running full speed, stop and catch, shoot. And that's just and then, we were talking earlier, then he's over there, he's cheering on Zuby as he's going through the deal. He's hollering over at Christian Anderson's get up, Chris, for his vertical leap. He's the full package of what you want in a big man. Versatile defensively. You go back to some of his shooting numbers in college, a good free throw percentage. I know I'm just glazing him right now, but
you can imagine you can imagine him playing in some of these playoff games that we're watching right now. Right?
Oh yeah.
The type of big wing that can defend different positions. Because him and Yaxel would defend guards. They would defend down. They
could switch off. Yeah,
they would defend some of these guys that you would need to in the NBA playoffs. And then to have the size still to be a good rebounder, to have the size still to to hold up against some bigger guys too, to maybe have to defend a center for a couple possessions until help can come over to the side of you, and then step out and shoot a 3 to have your big be the low post guy or the roller or something like that. You have to have that in a guy that's going to be maybe your 4. But could also be a 3 too, just like your big wing.
He can switch down and play the 5 at times. He played the 4 a lot at Michigan with a Diamara.
Almost 6'10". He's the size of Gafford.
Yeah, no, well, he's 6'9" without shoes, so it's
right.
On the floor he's 6'10", 6'10 and a half, and he played with Mara, and Mara's a massive Godzilla human being. But he would switch. He would play the 5 at times too. So I think he's one of, if not the best bigs in the class outside of that that top 4 there. And it just wouldn't shock me if he's one of those guys that rises up some boards, and he should be a lottery pick. But if he starts getting some grumblings of in this 9 to 12 range, it just would not shock me.
What's his ceiling? What's his everything works for Morez Johnson. It works. It's at one of the highest levels. Not a abnormal where he becomes an MVP or whatever, but what did you envision him, especially on the Mavericks?
Prime Al Horford. Yeah. I think
probably thicker.
Yeah, I think he's that type of prospect, and because he can, defend the paint. He can shoot the basketball. His motor and everything too. He's a great rebounder. I think the appeal to somebody like him, outside of everything of what I've said, is I think some teams, somebody we were having different conversations today at the combine about just the small guards and stuff. And if there's a chance that some of these small guards, if they'll drop, and if some of these teams get a little scared off by some of the measurements, or like they're watching some small guards like Reed Shepherd just get cooked and targeted at times in the playoffs, I think you could find some teams that look at it and say, hey, we kind of want to play this safe and guarantee a guy that it can be in our rotation in the playoffs and can do all X, Y, and Z really, really good for our team. And it just wouldn't shock me if a team like swung on a Morez Johnson Jr. or a Yaxel Lendeborg over one or two of these type of guards there in that 5 to 10 range that we've all been talking about forever, because they're guaranteed to be able to play in the NBA playoffs and play at a high level.
A guy that was in the same group as Morez Johnson that I think was a loser today. If you can't have big losers on a day where they measure things. Koa Peat did not shoot very well at all. That's a guy that some people had very high, in the top 10 at some point.
Some people would take him over Cooper Flagg.
Some people would. Those people may have used to have played for the Dallas Mavericks.
Jamal Mashburn, he's talking about you. That's who we're talking about.
You would have taken Koa Peat over Cooper Flagg. What I saw today, he shot 50% from three without anybody in front of him.
So Koa Peat, he does like the shooting drills were last, and Pete, walks out on the floor. He has this linebacker type of body. Now he has a family line that are like they're like.
I thought you were about to say he's got a family. Stop talking bad about him. He's got a family.
But like he has family that's like in the NFL's linemen and stuff. But like you see his body, and it's like, dude, you got an NBA body already. I think he finished the day with the highest standing vertical. You look at a lot of the athletic measurements, he was really high on those. That's been the thing about him. He's like, dude, prime athlete, got the NBA body. And then he gets out in the shooting drills, and I looked over at you. I was like, look at Koa Peat's form right now.
You looked at me and said he just airballed a three.
And then, he overshot a three, but even some of the dribble pull-ups, I'm like, oh man, like I would almost advise him not to shoot. And
yeah, right. Well, then you're like, because then you look at a player like that and you go, all right, well, what's the role? Like, what does he do at the next level?
Just for his shooting numbers, he was 6 of 25 on spot up shots. He was 15 of 30 on off the dribble shots. These are off the dribble at like the free throw line,
and with nobody guarding him.
Yeah, 15 of 30, and then 6 of 25 from the 3-point line. So
did you say 6 of 25?
6 of 25 on spot up shots, and then 6 of 25 on that star 3-point drill that Morez did really well on. So that's the thing. It's like you look at a guy like that that's like 6'8", 6'9", played Arizona, highly ranked, rated recruit. If you can't shoot and you're not big enough to like guard like fives and like. So it just gets a little bit of like, and he's not quick enough. He's not like an Asar Thompson.
And
like,
correct me if I'm wrong. He wasn't known as like a great defensive.
But he's not like a Thompson twin, because I think some of that discourse is happening with the Thompson twins right now. But it's like Asar is so like crazy good defensively on the wing.
That it makes up for it a little bit.
It makes up for it.
But you're not getting that in Koa Peat.
But he's not getting targeted. Like he's a fine defender. He's just not like a Thompson twin. So that you're kind of like, well, what? And then some people will fire back and be like, oh, you're overthinking it. He's a basketball player. It's like a Jason Kidd line, and it's like you just get him on the floor. He's a basketball player type of guy, and I get that to an extent, but I wish he would go back, man. He was projected as a lottery pick, and man, it just wouldn't shock me if he's in the 20s at this point. I wish he would go back to Arizona.
Man, yeah, that's an interesting one to me. Those two guys, I think, those two guys have separated a little bit in this process, not just from the stuff we saw today, but in the whole process and talking to people and everything. Coming up, the other thoughts we have from
I got more
from Combine. Isaac's got a whole bunch. The notebook, the Isaac files will commence. Talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Kalshi. Go check out Kalshi. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. The playoffs are here, and it's the most electric time in basketball. We love watching all these games on Kalshi. You can trade every single playoff game, every series, the conference finals, and the championship of the NBA. Go check it out and see what you can do on Kalshi. Right now, I've got pulled up the, let's go Cleveland-Detroit Game 5, Isaac. Cleveland, 40% right now that they'll win Game 5. Detroit, 61%. Who are you feeling on this one? Just
Detroit
basketball. Okay, let's say we go to Detroit, and I'm going to trade in $100, and I can win 164 that for if Detroit wins that game. Let's say I go on the Pistons side of things. I'm like, all right, the Pistons are going to win this game. Put down $100, or the Cavs side of things. Put down $100. I can win 250. I can get that back in the trade. So go check it out on Kalshi. There's all kinds of other things you can do. And on Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position at any point. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use the code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, to get $10 when you trade at $10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus. Only restrictions, eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available market may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Nick, this podcast is also brought to you by Rocket Money. If you've ever opened your bank account and thought, where did all my money go?
I have.
You kind of need money to ask that question. You're not alone. Keeping track of subscriptions, spending, and bills can get overwhelming fast. That's where Rocket Money comes in, helping you take control of your finances all in one place. And the cool thing about it is it tracks all your subscriptions in one spot. You know, a subscription that I'm like, why am I still paying for this?
Yeah, tell me.
Mavs TV.
Oh,
the season's over. That's what I'm saying. The season's over, so I'm like, why am I still paying for this?
Shout out to Followell and Devin Harris.
The season is over.
How are they going to get paid if you don't still pay?
When the season starts back up, that's when I'll start paying for it again. Rocket Money makes everything feel more organized and gives you a clearer picture of your finances day to day. Rocket Money is your personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join rocketmoney.com/lockedon. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon.
Do you think Masai knows what Mavs TV is?
No.
Today's episode also brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. If you've got a sweet tooth like I do, and I do, I had a cannoli today at
we
Mr.
split a cannoli together.
We did. It was cute. You know how tough it is to find that perfect treat without all the sugar. There was a lot of sugar in the cannoli today.
God.
That's why the Fruity Rainbow 5 Hour Energy Shot brings the nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. A shot of energy with no sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5 Hour Energy Shots treat your taste buds to an explosion. An explosion. Mike even peaked when I said that. Of fruity flavor and a tasty caffeine kick. It's a quick and easy way to satisfy that sweet tooth craving while keeping things simple and on the go. I love how simple and easy the 5 Hour Energy, like little shot, canister. Is it a canister? You think it's a canister? It's like a...
Yeah.
I guess it's just a bottle. I guess
great.
It's a bottle. Zero sugar in each of them. Sweet tooth approved. It's not something that's going to make your teeth feel all gritty and all that. The convenience is awesome. Get candy flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5 Hour Energy Shots available online at 5hourenergy.com, the number 5hourenergy.com, or on Amazon. If you had to guess what flavor Masai likes of 5 Hour Energy, what would you have to?
Blue raspberry.
Ooh. A flavor that doesn't exist in nature.
Yeah, but in Masai's mind it does.
5hourenergy.com or on Amazon.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad. That's what we call our listeners, listening every day. Shout out to you if you're listening to this. You're part of the Raccoon Squad. We love you. We appreciate you. Check out the text line, different ways to follow the show. The Everydayer Club, LockedOnMavericks.supercast.com. You get access to ad-free episodes of this show, as well as the Discourse. Discourse in the Discord. All right, Isaac, you got more thoughts on the NBA Combine. I got one thought. I saw both Masai Ujiri and Mike Schmitz chopping it up with people and talking, going around, shaking hands, not kissing any baby. There's no babies, so there's no babies to kiss. But they were out there doing their thing, and it's just good to see the Mavs decision makers out there. And I didn't see every GM. I didn't see every president of basketball operations, but I saw both the Mavs.
Yeah, saw both of them, dapped them both up, had an awkward, hey, do you go in for the handshake or the fist bump moment? When you have that, one goes in for the other, and it's like, I don't know you well enough yet to know And then it was like,
I feel like Masai's the fist bump guy because he's going to shake as many hands as he would probably have to shake.
No. This was with Schmitz. And
dang.
Yeah, and it was quick, but he was Masai was like straight handshake. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm not going to fist bump Masai. But
Masai on lottery day went for the fist bump with everybody.
Oh, okay.
But I think that day he had to shake. You know how people that are like so popular, like politicians, sometimes they'll do the fist bump because it's like you're shaking like 1,000 hands in a day, like the amount of germs that you'll take in.
Yeah.
Riccardi fist bumped both of us, and he was there as well.
Yeah, he's great. Love Riccardi.
Plano's own.
Hey, Masai and Schmitz still remembered me though. I'm like, well, it's been 24 hours.
24.
So.
We have confirmed that Masai and Mike Schmitz have the memory at least of a goldfish.
Let's see if it lasts till training camp. But wait, who are you talking about?
the GM and the president of basketball operations for
you
the
didn't
Mavericks.
even have a prospect takeaway.
No, I just said that they were there.
A lot of Mavs people there.
We were talking about our takeaways.
Yeah, I mean, I think one that's fascinating for me today was Christian Anderson. Texas Tech point guard. We didn't, talk about him too much with his guards, but his measurements come out first. And one, I talked about him on yesterday's show, and I was like, dude, if there was a person that seemed way smaller than I thought, it was Christian Anderson in person at the lottery. I was like, dang, he seems small, both skinny and like just height wise. And then he gets to the combine today. We're like waiting for him to do the drills and stuff. His measurements come out, and he was like, he wasn't even like 6'1". It was like he was 6 foot and like a half, maybe 6 foot and 3/4. But then
on the Hinge profile, it still say over 6 feet.
But then he gets out on the floor, and you're like, he goes to the vertical leap first, puts up a 40.5 vertical leap. And it was like, that was the top of the day until Peja's son.
I have thoughts about Peja's son.
Peja's son puts up 41.5-inch vertical that won the vertical leap for the day. Now, none of the.
I'm excited to see the top guys on the draft.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But then, so Christian Anderson does that. Then he goes into the shooting drills, which is, people would say, hey, like Christian Anderson is the best shooter of this guard group, and you're like, oh, all right, we'll see. Shooting for Christian Anderson, 27 of 30 on shooting off the dribble. 18 of 25 from the 3-point star drill.
Great.
And 17 of 25 from spot up. He was right at the top of all the shooting categories of the day. One of those, he was the top, maybe the 3-point or the shooting off the dribble, but just incredible shooting display from Christian Anderson. Super high vertical leap, one of the top of the day, but he is a smaller guard. And it's just like, I'm just fascinated to see what teams do that. He played for the German national team or the U18 night, whatever it is called for, the Germany team. But my wife is still trying to call me.
Should I answer it?
She's probably trying to go to bed. And
Barb, he's talking about Caleb Wilson again. Yeah, he is.
But no, I'm just fascinated to see what people do with him, and just where he had a reported like massive NIL deal, like waiting for him to come back to Tech. I don't know if that's still there, but like, let's just see what happens in the draft process.
These guys can still go back.
Some of these guys can.
Yeah.
So, even Peja's son, I've seen some Illinois people started finding my tweet about his vertical leap, and they're like, I thought he was still coming back, and I was like, There is a category of this to where this is where it gets a little confusing. There's guys who declare and did not maintain eligibility. There's guys that transferred schools, and even their schools have already like introduced them, like Badunga at Louisville or Blackwell at Duke. They've already done like a celebratory transfer post, but they've declared and are going through the process. And then there's people who have declared but still maintained eligibility to go back to the school they played at, like Morez Johnson Jr. Still maintains eligibility to go back to Michigan if he wants.
I think some of these guys, like Phylon, was one last year that measured and did a bunch of things.
A ton of these do, yes.
They measure and then like see if they improve year over year, and if they do, then maybe that improves their stock.
It's more like what are you gonna lose? Like
to just measure,
go through the process, and it's what a growth opportunity to go through the whole thing. You understand it for then when next year you want to actually go through it and get drafted. Like you get to meet all the teams, and I think it's a win-win. Like you go through it. Do it.
I have thoughts on Peja's son.
Please.
Super athletic. And obviously in the tournament, incredible like slasher to the rim. Not the best three-point shooter.
No.
Do you think Peja is jealous of how athletic his son is? And like, hey, man, if I was that athletic and that good of a three-point shooter, I could have been a way better player.
He is. Yeah, he's really good slide.
Do you think it drives him nuts that his son is not as good of a three-point shooter as him? Like,
come on, kid.
got Stojakovic on the back of your name.
See our last name. Can I give you a pick at 30 that we haven't talked about a lot at all? Alex Caravan from UConn.
Saw him today.
UConn goes on his big run. Obviously, I think he's the leading scorer of all time at UConn, which is crazy.
It's hard to imagine
because
I can't imagine Breonna Stewart is not that.
Well, he stayed all 4 years.
Paige Beckers.
So he's a senior.
Maya Moore.
Just a winning player. And then he gets out there today, and it's like he had some impressive athletic measurements. I'm not going to do the like sneaky athletic thing.
So he's just straight up athletic.
It's a little sneaky. But he's a bigger wing. He was in with a lot of the bigs and stuff. So I didn't see his official measurements today, but then his shooting, he gets it to the shooting competition. 18 of 25 on spot up, 22 of 30 on off the dribble, 18 of 25 from 3-point drill. I thought he had an incredible day. I think teams love him. I think teams will love him. He came in. Okay, there you go. Fire it off there.
The intern came up big. 6'6" and 3/4 height. So yeah, wing size.
So he's probably around 6'8" with shoes height.
225 and then 6'11" wingspan and an 8.5 standing reach.
Yeah, so you look at a guy like this and you're like, all right, you measure well athletically. Like you wouldn't taking the roof off the place, but like you measure well athletically. You shot the lights out of the ball. You're a vet in college, like a winning basketball player. You have good measurements and stuff too. Like these are type of players that like, hey, who's a safe bet to have a long career in the NBA? He's a type of guy that I think could be.
One of the comments says he had an 8'10" standing reach last year.
Did he really?
Two inches shorter on his standing reach. Slouching this year. Slouching on his standing.
What happened to you?
I saw Sam Presti.
Dude, that dude was grinding.
Sam Presti sat front row on the opposite side, or the other's corner where we were, and did not leave the entire time. Did not stand up. Did not was locked in and like taking notes and watching these guys. And it just made me think like, should I care about this more? I feel like I'm caring about it a decent amount, especially by being here. But then I was like, man, maybe I should care about this more because man, Sam Presti was locked in. And his team's playing tonight.
Yeah, I was joking with Nick. I was like, this guy, if the definition of not worried about this Lakers series, this guy was watching like drills out on the floor with the final group that had some guys that
taking notes on Alex Caravan.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was locked into Caravan shooting. But like there's a group of like second rounders towards the end and front row. Never saw him leave,
and not in the
team exec
side. He was in the the normal side,
and that's the thing about it.
Side with us,
like on the commoner side, the peasants
without food.
But like that's the thing. It's like you look at the other side, and like there are different GMs there, or whatever, but they're like networking, walking around. There's a lot of scouts there doing the work and everything. He was front row on the other side. And just and not like on his phone and stuff, locked in, watching all the drills, everything. And I'm like,
well, to be fair, he could have been playing Candy Crush and not taking notes.
He wasn't on his phone.
But I couldn't see it. He was doing something.
I'm like, it's the smallest of things, but I'm just like, dude, you don't have to be here.
I also saw former future team president of basketball operations of the Dallas Mavericks, Brad Stevens.
Former future. Yeah, that's great.
Let me tell you, he was not going to leave the Celtics.
So we saw Stevens and Presti.
Right.
Dang.
Yeah, both. What could have been. The two of the dumbest reports ever. Mavs are interested in Sam Presti as their GM. Yeah, obviously.
Trying to think any other combine stuff. Some players. I mean, I've been a fan of Momcilovic for a while from Iowa State. Could shoot the lights out of the ball, but man, he struggled with all the other drills. Like He did not measure well athletically on anything. He has some NIL deals that he could be going back to school. I was joking with Jake Allman about if he'd end up at Kentucky because Kentucky could offer in the bag and maybe he could be a first-round pick next year. Somebody I'm higher on than most people that I was impressed with today and impressed with his measurements was Sinak from Houston.
Yeah, Chris Sinak.
I think he's going to go a little bit higher on draft night. It might surprise some people. He was a highly rated high school guy coming out of school and had a kind of a weird year at Houston. But with that size and some of the shooting display he put on today, the athleticism, what he measured at too, I think some teams are really going to like him.
Can I tell you who was taller in person than I expected?
Please.
Maxwell Bombach from No Ceilings. 6'5". Did not think that our guy from Locked On NBA Draft with No Ceilings, Maxwell, was a giant.
Nick had a really good time.
I enjoyed myself.
We're doing media takeaways now.
Yeah.
Who else?
Yeah. J. Kyle Mann sounds exactly like you think. That voice, it carries. Albert Grimm of No Ceilings, taller than you expect. Most of us Locked On hosts are taller than you expect in person.
Except Jackson. No, I was kidding.
Jackson Gatlin?
I was kidding. I don't know.
He is actually taller than I thought. I thought Jackson was going to be short, and then I first met him years ago, and he was taller. He's like over 6 foot.
I like Zuby.
David Locke is not tall. Well, maybe depends on what you expect, but not taller than you expect.
I like Zuby today. I thought Zuby had
Explain who Zuby is.
He played at St. John's and
Zuby Ejiofor?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So he, 6'8", 6'9" type of big. So it's like, hey, what kind of can you be an energy big? Does he have enough shooting at the next level? I'll tell you something that I'll remind you of that we were both like, on like, was Dalen Swain's like shot.
Oh yeah.
And he's straightened the elbow a lot more, but it's just
a little pause in front of his face.
I'm a little concerned about at the next level.
I've seen a lot of Mavs fans really high on Dalen Swain, the guy from Texas.
Yeah, it's just a little bit slower of a release, and it's like a front release, like right in front of like the face, like you're talking about. And that how often is this going to get blocked at the next level? And he's a good prospect. That's just something I'm like, we're both just like analyzing it today.
I have more thoughts.
Please.
The vertical leap measurement stick is literally just this metal pole that they bring out. And it has these plastic like tines on it. And the guys literally jump up and smack it. And the higher you get in your vertical leap, the more tines that you smack, basically. And we have not come up with all the technology we have. They have all these guys with iPads everywhere. Like, you can walk into the Mavs facility, and the Mavs facility will map your face, and then it will put on the wall what your shooting splits were the last time you practiced in that facility. Yeah, okay, we can do that. We're still smacking these plastic tines on this metal pole to do the vertical leap. And I forget the player that did it. But a player smacked it one time and it broke and it fell off and it fell down and he goes, "Oh my God, my bad." He turns around. It's like on top of him. I was just fascinated watching that over and over again. Like, this is how we measure vertical leap still.
I also was thoroughly confused because I went on the court before the game
we late enough for you to not get in trouble from the NBA?
So I went out on the court and I was like walking around the different of the tests and stuff, and I was like,
Isaac measured in the lane agility and he got his name on the board.
No, I went over to the max vert thing and I'm like looking up and I'm like, there's like, I know these players are way.
I should put that picture in the Discord of you reaching up to try and hit it.
And just like a whole different like world of athleticism, like what I am. But I'm like, that's like an alien. And
it was like 2 feet higher than your hand.
Yeah. And then it turns out like it was like put up.
There's two levels of it. There's like the first level
down.
and the second level, and it was set up to the highest level. And he was like, "Oh, it's like not even Morez Johnson hit it up there."
I'm like, I have pretty low self-confidence, but I mean, I'm like, this makes it feel. I'm like, I was like, am I that far away from the lowest bar? And so, anyway, what else?
We got day two.
We went to Mr. Beef today.
Oh, can we talk about that? All right. If you've watched The Bear, the beef or the place where they make the sandwiches. The very beginning of the show, like the first episode, go into this restaurant and you see them making the sandwiches, and then Carmen comes back and then he is making the sandwiches there too, and then he wants to improve the restaurant, all that. The restaurant that it starts as was inspired by this place called Mr. Beef in Chicago, and it's exactly like the show. You walk in, there's a wall of just like photos, like a lot of the actors on the show, and then a bunch of famous people on the other side, and then the guys behind the counter, they only take cash. If you take a card, they charge you extra for it, and they give you a little attitude.
Just the whole vibe, though. It's just right. I love that.
Guys are just taking order and throwing sandwiches at you, and you get the Italian beef sandwich. So it's like a shaved Italian beef with the peppers. They ask you if you want sweet or hot, and it's dipped. So it's like it's incredibly greasy, but it's so delicious.
Yeah, it's good. And then we shared a cannoli. It's good. I don't like soggy bread. That's my only thing with it. I thought the beef and peppers and stuff, great. It's just the soggy bread, man. It
was great.
The texture of it
had no issues.
Struggle. You had a dog too.
I had a Chicago Polish dog as well.
Look at you.
Love that. Oh, a Chicago dog is the best way to do it. You get a whole pickle spear on there, plus the relish, plus mustard, no ketchup, absolutely no ketchup. I warned you, no ketchup on the hot dog.
I didn't even get one.
Not in this city. And then you go to like the other like room. So they have that room in the Bear. There's this giant long table where everybody's sitting together.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's interesting, but definitely was a good experience. Enjoyed it.
All right, day 2 coming tomorrow. We got all the top prospects tomorrow.
All the top prospects. We'll have everything covered here on Locked On Mavs. Subscribe. 50,000 subscribers is within reach. It's like I'm trying to smack the vertical leap thing. We just can't do it. So subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.
Boom.
Jackson Hayes dunk.